It served that function of immediacy, which is very different from when you're reporting to the mainstream media about what's happening on the ground, because the people that are watching the international news in the States or in Australia or in Europe or elsewhere in the Arab world, they're not going to be able to immediately run to Tahrir Square, to the North End, and help whatever struggle is going on there. So in the case of Tahrir, where there was actually a process that was happening there, and people were organizing, and people needed help. We need supplies here, we need food here, we need you can come to this side for to be able to pray, or whatever they were doing there. It served very much the function of getting that information to people in real time.
In Egypt, I guess it was the first time I actually used Twitter as a journalist, and I expected to use it in certain ways to contact sources, to see what was going on, and of course I ended up using it in a totally unexpected way, because we were taken into custody by the Egyptian security forces. And at the time of our arrest, I wasn't able to get a telephone call out, and I wasn't even able to send an email. But for some reason my Twitter account was still working, and so I tweeted the fact that we were being taken into custody, and sort of where we were in Egypt, in the hopes of kind of leaving, I guess, a bit of a trail of breadcrumbs in case to basically show that what was happening to us physically. So yeah, I guess in terms of journalist safety, it's changed things in that way.
I think it deserves a lot of attention because it clearly is a fundamental revolution in journalism, and it has certainly some impact on the ground. I just feel that we shouldn't get too carried away by thinking we reinvented the wheel or something. We have to remember that throughout history, on many occasions, giant upheavals have happened in very quick space. 1848, revolution sweeps Europe. 1968, revolution of a kind that sweeps the United States and all of Europe. And of course, the fall of communism saw one country after another swept by the kind of upheavals you've seen in the Arab Spring.
And instead, I think that what we can do is view social media as these tools that were very effective in not just organizing, but disseminating information, and in particular, drawing global attention toward what was happening on the ground. I think it's also quite telling that in the Middle East and North Africa, there really had not been any revolutions of this kind until the onset of these tools. And so I think it's a question that we just won't know the answer to.
My worry is that the focus on the technology, you lose sight of the bigger story. So the story in Egypt and in the rest of the Middle East is not actually about the technology, it's about society.
We'll never know, but there may well have been an upheaval in the Arab world without Twitter.
I don't think that one should ever hold precedence over the other, because all of these things are just providing that many more eyes and ears to the situation on the ground.